First Alert Weather Team coverage continues at this hour. We have Carly Gordon. She is monitoring road conditions throughout the mid-state. Our Jolene Bukovac is live inside B&A as flights are being delayed, even canceled, and those numbers quickly continue to add up.
Yeah, first though, we want to get to Stefano as we kind of brace or face this triple threat. We've got the cold, the wind, and the snow and ice.
Oh, we have everything, and it's all been since the middle of last night. We even started off with rain across most of the mid-state, but it got so cold so fast, we saw an immediate change over to snow and an immediate flash freeze in some areas as well. So on this First Alert weather day, we have snow and ice-covered roads this morning, certainly causing impacts for your morning commute. Dangerous cold, gusty wind, and sub-zero wind chills that we're talking about. But the good news is any additional snowfall, that is gone. First Alert Live radar does not have more on it than a few passing flurries, maybe an isolated snow shower, but nothing that will put down any more accumulation. Road conditions right now, though, especially anything that went untreated overnight last night, are either snow or ice covered. Secondary and back roads are a mess this morning. Some of the major interstates have certainly seen some improvements along 65, Interstate 40, 24, 440. However, there are still areas of patchy black ice, even on roads that have been treated. So if it looks clear, it may not be completely clear, especially with temperatures that are this low. This is the air temperature, not factoring in the wind. 4 below in Springfield, 4 below in Hopkinsville. Lafayette, we are 3 below. Dixon at 2 below. 2 degrees in Tullahoma. Nashville, a reading of 0 degrees this morning. That is the lowest recorded temperature in the Music City since February of 1996. That temperature was 3 below, so we're not all that far off from that. Factor in the wind, which is gusting upwards of 20 and 30 miles per hour, and it's feeling more like we are 15, 20, and even 25 degrees below zero. So this wind chill is terrible this morning, and it's why the wind chill warning is still in effect across the mid-state until about noon today, because of that potential for frostbite in as little as 30 minutes on any exposed skin. If you're out the door this morning, you need to give yourself plenty of extra time. Most of the roads, like we talked about, are snow and ice covered. In addition to that, by the way, you'll just want time to de-ice the car this morning, which is going to be a long and tedious process for a lot of us. Don't pull on that handle too hard. It'll come right off because of how things have frozen overnight. As we go through our day today, when I come back in a few minutes, we are going to talk about it just staying bitterly cold today, but then talk about the all-important holiday weekend. For right now, though, Ryan, you've been tracking a lot of problems on our local roadways. How are things looking right now?
Yeah, good morning to you, Stefano. Good morning to you at home. Several accidents that I want to show you right now in the southeast Nashville area. So let's zoom in. I-40, especially I-40 West, has really been a mess this morning. So I-40 westbound, there's a crash at Old Hickory Boulevard. You can see how that's really pushing it to even more of a crash right there at I-40 West on Stewart's Ferry Pike. So once again, if you can avoid I-40 West this morning, it might be your best bet to do that. Maybe try to take Elm Hill Pike this morning. When we zoom into another accident, this one's just clearing up. Now, this one was the exit ramp to Elm Hill Pike from Briley Parkway. I was able to watch the TDOT camera, and there was a tractor trailer that was across the road there. It looked like it probably slipped on some ice and turned, blocking all lanes, but TDOT was quickly able to get there and move that tractor trailer off the road. So this should be clear any second. One more that I want to point out to you right now. This is a crash on I-65 northbound. Now, this is just after the Old Hickory Boulevard exits and before Harding Place. You can take Franklin Pike to try to get around this. I will show you the live video of outside. You can see Metro Police is on scene. It's a car that had flipped over. It looks like they've cleared the scene now of any people that were there, because when it did happen, I saw a person outside walking around on that right shoulder, but there's no one walking around right now. So that's good news that safety-wise, it should be a little bit safer. I'm sure it's going to take a little bit to get a tow truck in there and get that car flipped back over. But as far as the lanes go, it's only closed down the right-hand shoulder of I-65 northbound just before Harding Place. Let's take a look at those drive times right now. Looking okay right now. 19 minutes from Hendersonville, 32 minutes if you're coming in from Lebanon, 69 minutes from Dixon, and 55 minutes from Clarksville. But you also have to remember, depending on what roads you're going on, a lot of the interstates, while they look somewhat clear, the lanes have really shrunk down to just 1 or 2 drivable lanes. So it will take you probably 15 or 20 minutes extra to get where you need to be. Holly and Amanda.
All right, Ryan with the latest. Thank you. Oh yeah, this is the sound many of you will hear this morning. Talking about that ice and snow compacted there and packed on many windshields. Remember, always use a plastic scraper, the windshield wipers, a rubber squeegee, a soft bristle brush, something like that to remove the ice from the glass. Yeah, all these car experts advising never use metal scrapers that can scratch the glass and damage your wiper blades. So a heads up this morning, because that's going to be the scene for many of us.
Oh yeah, it was brutal, as you know, getting out the door this morning. Let's take a look at the road conditions. Carly Gordon is live in Mobile 4 with photojournalist Jared Guest this morning. Carly, this is one of those situations where temperatures just are not improving enough for conditions to really change much here in the White Bridge Road area.
You are absolutely right. Now the sun is coming up, so we're getting a better sense of how everything is looking this morning. Let me tell you, those back roads, they are bad. We are talking undrivable. And the secondaries, they are not much better. Right now, I'll show you, we are on White Bridge Road. I'll turn the camera around, and you can see right there, that is just a sheet of ice. Now the highways, listen, they are not ideal, but they aren't awful. Snow plows are out. We've seen several as we've been making our way around town this morning. The snow has stopped, so visibility is good, and not a ton of people out. With it being a holiday weekend, a lot of folks aren't having to go to work or make their ways to school, so some good news there. I do have to tell you, the biggest threat, in our opinion right now, is the cold. We have been outside of the news car several times this morning, and literally within minutes, your fingers physically start hurting. Our phone batteries and our camera batteries die very quickly, and our tire pressure is getting really low, you guys. It's just uncomfortable and not safe. Holly, Amanda?
All right, sounds good. Carly, thanks. Be safe out there. Brand new video this morning from the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office warning people to stay off the roads. You can see why. Roads throughout the county coated there with snow and with ice. So just be careful no matter where you are in the mid-state.
And this is what it looked like. This is out in Hickman County. This is around 8:30 last night. Now the sheriff's unit, the dash cameras there capturing the whipping wintry mix. Snow starting to pile up over the ice. Yeah, creating some treacherous driving conditions. All right, checking on some of our power outages this morning. They have been fluctuating throughout the morning hours. So we're going to check out right now Nashville. So we've got NES. Here are some of the latest numbers. And again, they have been changing. We know the last numbers, they jumped from 1,700, then they climbed quickly, so we're going to continue to follow that. We also know Dixon Electric looking at 126. Customers are experiencing outages there in Cheatham County, about 79 there in Dixon, 14 in Williamson County. So these numbers are shrinking. And again, in Hickman County, looking at 4 this morning. Now in the Columbia area, about 2,000 customers are without power right now. That's according to Columbia Power and Water Systems. And obviously all those crews working quickly to try and get that power back on. So many people, we got to have that heat.
And working in those tough conditions as well, with dangerously cold air blasting and a fierce wind chill all across the state. Number one thing you can do to stay safe, stay inside. Frostbite can happen faster than you may think when we get into these temperatures that feel like they're sub-zero.
We really tell people to limit their exposure outside, combined with the strong winds that really creates this hazardous conditions to humans. Then it's just a matter of minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and your skin can start freezing.
You absolutely have to go outside or travel. CDC says make sure your nose, ears, cheeks and toes are covered in warm. So this is when hats and scarves or knit masks come in really handy to keep you warm. Wearing boots, a water-resistant coat, along with a lot of layers is a good idea as well. More than 5,000 flights have already been canceled all across the country. That's according to flight tracking site flight aware.
Creating so many headaches for folks. We understand. So where is Nashville in that number? Well, that includes 50 canceled flights, at least 10 delayed flights out of BNA. Our WSMV's Joylyn Bukavac's joining us live there at the airport. All right, walk us through the latest. What are you seeing right now, Joylyn?
Hi, good morning. Well, I'm at this baggage claim area again. We just heard the sweet sound of this carousel starting up. This is something these folks have been waiting for hours now. And there's this group here from Indiana, and you guys are trying to get home to Indianapolis. Walk me through what you guys have been through so far.
So personally, I am actually coming from South Korea. I was there for 4 months for study abroad. My direct flight to Dallas was delayed by like 4 hours. And then it was supposed to be a direct flight from Dallas to Indy, which that's where I met everybody else, because we met here, kind of like my emotional support. We actually hovered over the Indianapolis airport, but couldn't land. We had to circle like twice, 3 times. Couldn't land because of the wind, so about 30 minutes after, the captain announced that we would be landing in Nashville, Tennessee. And then we've been here since 2 a.m. this morning, so yes.
Oh, wow. Now picking up your bags, and you guys are all going to jump in a car and essentially save Christmas.
Yes, we essentially are. Going to see our families for Christmas, so that's like the #1 thing for us. Yes.
Well, safe travels to you all, and we'll keep you guys updated on what all we're seeing here at the airport, but it's been very hectic so far. Back to you, Holly and Amanda.
Joylyn live for us. And that just shows you how strong the winds are.
Oh my gosh.
Plane couldn't even land.
Tried 3 times and couldn't land. Joylyn, thanks. Let's get over to Stefano.
And just an unbelievably cold start to our day today, with most of our area now near, if not already below zero. This is the current air temperature without factoring in the wind. We only have a few positives left, and right now it looks like Tullahoma, McMinnville, that's pretty much it. Most areas are now getting into sub-zero territory. When I come back, it stays very cold this afternoon. We still have a cold holiday weekend coming our way, but there are some small improvements through each day.
Good morning, 6:45. We're now checking in with WSMV4's Cruz Medina, talking about some crazy conditions folks are dealing with today.
Yeah, Cruz is watching conditions on the roads in West Nashville. Cruz, give us a feel for what it's like now and how much longer we have today until things may improve out there.
Well, ladies, I can tell you from standing out here, it is.
Obviously.
Well, the good news is we know the answer to that. And Stefano says it is a matter of a few hours once we get some more of that sunshine cooking to really help the roads warm up just a little bit.
And with this wind chill, just extreme. So how much longer before we do see that warm up?
But I do want you to know that it's so cold that when we send our crews out, the cameras even have a tough time keeping up. That's why you keep seeing shots sort of go in and out because of just how bitterly cold it is. I'm going to show you the air temperature in just a second, but let's talk about the wind chill warning right now. That's still in effect across the mid-state until noon today. Wind chills as low as 15, 20, even 25 degrees below zero. It's something we've been saying all morning, but we're going to continue to reiterate. Look at these numbers. Right now, on this particular map, we only have one positive number left. That is Tullahoma. We are at a whole 1 degree. Nashville at 0. Coldest or lowest temperature reading since 1996. Lafayette's at 3 below, 4 below in Springfield, the same in Paris, Clarksville, and Hopkinsville, 2 below in Dixon. Camden also at 2 below as well. Factor in the gusty wind at 15, 20, 25 miles per hour, and it's feeling more like we're 15, 20, and 25 degrees below zero. So if you have to step outside this morning, bundle up. Top layer needs to be something to help block out that wind. Let's go through the rest of our day today. I can say we are done with any accumulating snowfall. At most, maybe a few flurries through the afternoon. We'll see temperatures at our lunch hour still mostly in the single digits as we try to break up these clouds and get some sunshine. I think a lot of the clouds today should be higher clouds in the atmosphere. Some areas will stay in the single digits as we go through the rest of our day today, particularly higher elevations out toward the Cumberland Plateau, a few spots near Franklin and Hopkinsville. Other areas at best, we are back into the lower teens, at least into positive territory, but still very cold. Then overnight tonight, those temperatures are back down into the single digits. A very cold start to our Saturday, a little more sunshine in the afternoon, and also a warmer day. That's a little bit of a stretch, though, because temperatures are still in the lower to mid-20s going into our Saturday afternoon. The wind chill the rest of our day is going to stay sub-zero by our lunch hour. Even going into the middle of our afternoon, when we hit that high temperature, we'll still be near, if not below zero, in that wind chill category. Overnight tonight, everyone's back below zero as the wind stays a little gusty. Tomorrow afternoon, back into positive territory, but we're still seeing wind chills near the single digits, at best the mid-teens, even through the middle of our Saturday afternoon. Heads up for that Titans game. I'll give you that forecast a little bit later on. Wind chill advisory will actually go into effect after the wind chill warning expires at noon. The wind chill advisory will last until noon tomorrow. The only difference between the two is a wind chill advisory is for wind chill values that are a little better than 20 below. That's weird to say, right? But we could still see wind chills between 10 and 15 below through the night tonight. If you are hitting the roadways, make sure you're taking your time. That flash freeze that we were talking about yesterday did in fact occur overnight, so there are plenty of slick spots to talk about on our local roadways. We are at 13 for our high today, 8 tonight, 25 tomorrow. It is going to be very cold for that Titans game. Sunday we'll have plenty of sunshine at 28. The Christmas Day forecast is looking a little bit better, mostly because we won't have the wind as much, but we're still waking up in the single digits. So that's why the alert day is going all the way through our Sunday. It's mostly because of how cold it's going to be in the morning. Monday we'll have a leftover snow shower that tries to pop up as cloud cover mixes in, but nothing that should really accumulate. Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way through Thursday, there's a nice warm up. Temperatures are in the 40s come Tuesday, 50s on Wednesday, and it might as well be 90 degrees on Thursday, but it's actually near 60. A comparison factor, though, it'll be a walk in the park going into next week, guys.
My goodness. Yeah, we got a lot of folks really looking forward to that, too. In the meantime, just prepare. All right, we're going to go back out to meteorologist Cruz Medina, checking out some of these weather extremes.
Yeah, Cruz, you're on the ground in West Nashville. Give us a feel for what the roads are like at this hour.
Well, ladies, we are at the intersection of Charlotte Avenue and 46th Avenue, I believe, or 46th Street. Well, here, the roads look horrible. I can tell you, I had to drive on Charlotte Avenue to get into work this morning, and it's like an ice sheet with snow on top of it. The roads didn't look that well treated. I mean, now they're starting to look maybe just a little bit better, but I'll tell you, there's still plenty of slick spots out here. I'm actually going to move out the way and have my photographer show you that thin layer of ice that is on top of the streets. I'm watching these cars go very slow as they move through, which is a good thing. But of course, we did see those flash freezing conditions yesterday. We dropped from 48 at 7 p.m. at the Nashville airport to 15 degrees by 10 p.m. So that was over a 30-degree temperature drop, and that's what led to this hard freeze on the road. So if you have to be out, you absolutely have to be out. Please drive safe out there. Drive much slower than you normally would. Back to you.
Live for us with those road conditions. Over to you, Ryan.
Hey, good morning to you. If you're heading out the door right now, some good news is there's nothing major on the roads right now, but we do have several different trouble spots that I want to point out to you. Most of them are cars pulled off to the side shoulder. So right here, you can see this is I-65 North, just by Hogan Road. A truck is pulled off, and you can see that it's going to be towed away very soon. Metro Police, of course, making sure that everyone is safe on the roads. But just to give you a better idea, look at how these lanes are separated. Really just enough to see tire tracks, but you never know what's under that. So we do have a lot of roads, even interstates, that are looking like this morning, still snow covered with just a couple areas of tire tracks. Let me pull up that traffic flow map for you right now, and you can see all those different flashing bulbs of car accidents. I'll go right down to I-65 North once again because there is a second accident. This is a flipped over car. So I-65 North, it's after the Old Hickory Boulevard exit, after the Hogan Road one, but before Harding Place. So that live video right there, you can see that it might be a truck. It looks like it might be a truck. Is flipped over right there. Police, of course, have that right-hand shoulder blocked off. And these cars are moving pretty slow. So I'm assuming that this is a very icy area, especially icy enough to flip over a car. Two more spots to show you. I-40 westbound and another I-40 westbound. Old Hickory Boulevard, Stewart's Ferry Pike. I-40 West has had a lot of issues this morning, so if you don't need to travel on that road, then try and take a different area, maybe Elm Hill Pike. And I-24 East, there's a brand new crash right by Almaville Road. WSMV4 News Today. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. It's a very cold start to our day today. We're talking dangerous cold going into this afternoon. The wind chill still going to be sub-zero even through the second part of our day today, with the air temperature at best getting back into the lower teens. We'll drop down to the single digits tonight. That means sub-zero wind chills to start off our Saturday. It's a little better Saturday afternoon, lower to mid-20s. It's still breezy, so we'll still see some areas with wind chill values right around the single digits. But at least we have good sunshine for Christmas Eve. If you have anything going on Christmas Eve night, I know that there's midnight mass that people go to, other things you may have going on. It's still very cold. Sunday we are at 28. It's not as windy on Christmas Day, and it's a little bit warmer, but right now there are many problems on our roadways, Ryan.
Yeah, good morning to you, Stefano. We're following a tractor trailer going across the road on I-65 North right now. So when I pulled up this camera, it was actually the same camera that if you were watching with us where a car was flipped over on I-65 North. So that was before Harding Place and then after Old Hickory Boulevard. There has to be a lot of ice on I-65 North right now because this tractor trailer had swerved and was taking across about 2 lanes. Now it has been able to get onto the right shoulder, but you can see that there are TDOT workers on there right now, and this is definitely causing a problem with traffic. So Franklin Pike will be your best friend this morning. Holly and Amanda?
All right, thank you. Well, we have more team coverage of this wintry blast, our brutally cold temperatures, and all your road conditions. We've got you covered.
And we're watching BNA, a chaotic situation unfolding there as well. Stick with us. We'll be right back.